Hi, I'm Kim, the creator behind Word Munch, a cooperative phonics game designed to bring structured literacy and my love of board games together. I created this game as a fun intervention for my son, who has a reading and writing disability. This game is intentionally built on the science of reading and aligned to the UFLI scope and sequence. It's also adaptable through UDL and differentiation principles. This game includes a cafeteria board where monsters line up for their lunch, a star tracker board for cooperative scoring, a monster deck with regular, base, universal, and lesson-specific monsters, 24 lesson-specific food decks. Each food deck pulls words directly from the UFLI manual. It also includes a modified monster guide that helps you select monsters compatible with each phonics pattern. Unlike typical reading games that mix skills and create cognitive overload, Word Munch uses true decodability. Students only encounter patterns that you've explicitly taught. This aligns directly with structured literacy and helps prevent guessing and frustration. Every element is predictable, clear, and pattern-based, which makes it accessible for diverse learners. Setup is simple. Place the cafeteria board in the center of the players. Choose one or more food decks based on learners' needs. This is built-in differentiation. Students at different levels can even use different decks while playing together. Once you have selected your decks, use the modified monster guide to prepare your monster deck. This ensures that spelling patterns in your deck match the phonics skills in your selected food decks. You will always use 15 regular monsters and 5 additional monsters will be added, which are generally lesson-specific monsters. I will make a separate video explaining this guide in detail. Shuffle and deal each player 4 to 5 cards face up, depending on the group size. Open hands make the game naturally scaffolded, as UDL encourages. Teachers can offer support as needed. Students can see each other's hands, collaborate, and model accurate decoding. Once your cards are dealt out, flip the first monster into the cafeteria line. Now you're ready to play, and we're going to demonstrate the first turn. Each turn has 3 simple parts. Draw your hand. The active player will draw up to the maximum hand size. Next, you'll place your food cards. To feed a monster, match the food icons or meet any spelling pattern requirements shown on the card. For a regular monster, you just have to match the food icon. For a picky eater, a spelling pattern will be shown. For example, a VCE with a long A sound. These monsters can be fed any food type, but the word must match the spelling pattern. For example, this monster could be fed the word late or wave. Every time a card is played, the player must say the word out loud. For example, pine. Once per turn, players have the option to trade, again, saying the word out loud. This gives students multiple ways to contribute and participate, and it also offers more opportunities to decode words. Once all the food is placed, the monster is fed or fulfilled. Players flip the fulfilled monster into the seating area and score the corresponding points on the star tracker. Score immediately to boost student engagement and motivation. When the active player cannot play any more cards, the turn ends. The cafeteria line advances 1 and a new monster enters. If a monster reaches the exit without being fed, it becomes hangry, scoring -1 points. Just enough consequence to promote strategy without creating stress. Play continues clockwise, and the next player begins their turn. You don't draw up to maximum hand size until your next turn. Word Munch was designed with differentiation in mind, and I would encourage teachers to adapt the game as needed for your students. Our rulebook includes some ideas on how to do this. Our mild variants are intended to simplify the rules. One way you can do this is use our universal monsters instead of lesson-specific monsters. That means you'll never be looking for spelling patterns. You can also remove the game board entirely and just feed one monster at a time. You can also allow for a best attempt at decoding. As long as kids are trying and having fun, that's what matters. These are just a few examples. There's tons of ways to adapt this for your students' needs. I had one teacher tell me that she allows her students to trade with the discard pile as well as other players. This example works great for students who get easily frustrated when they're not able to do enough enough actions on their turn. I would go so far as to say this game could be played by a student who didn't want to read anything. There is value to students being exposed to other students reading and having fun. This game is about meeting your student or child where they are and giving them a point of entry and a path to grow. For older students and more advanced readers, we have variants that increase independence and allow for encoding practice. You can play with closed hand mode, which puts all the decision making and communication in the hands of the individual. You can add targeted encoding by having the player to the left of the active player complete an encoding task. This could be spelling the word that the active player wants to play, or identifying a start or end sound. To make gameplay a little more punishing, you can add a losing condition, such as losing the game if 5 monsters become hangry. Monster Word Munch aligns with structured literacy in 3 major ways. Skill matching. Students use decks that have only the exact pattern taught in the corresponding UFLI lesson. This aligns directly with the science of reading. This means students are practicing exactly the right thing. Immediate corrective feedback. Opportunities for modeling, coaching, and supportive prompting are created by the peer visibility and collaborative play. Repetition without boredom. Each session, students will have dozens of opportunities for decoding, but they'll experience it as gameplay instead of worksheets. This game also works great for multi-age and multi-skill groups, which really makes it unique. Everyone can play at the table together. Monster Word Munch blends fun, phonics, and flexibility, so there's an opportunity for every child to play. If you need more help getting started, you can watch our full playthrough. We'd love to hear your feedback through our playtesting phase. Thank you for helping us not only feed a cafeteria full of hungry monsters, but create stronger readers one bite at a time.